Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KNB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. Oh my gosh, what a Monday Night Raw indeed. September 11th, 2023. It's crazy. 22 years ago, something really bad happened, and it's crazy to look back how long ago it was. But, to the families and loved ones of that tragic day, it's nothing but love and respect. And, as they were saying, never forget. And just, I like the fact when WWE does pay tribute to these things, because they do them very well. And they did a 9/11 package and all that. So, but also too, marking this day in WWE history this is the last Monday Night Raw, the last day that Vince will be in full control of WWE, because the deal is officially gone into effect. He's no longer really be fully in charge starting tomorrow. And that's crazy upon itself. And then you hear things like WWE and LA Knight are very far from negotiations about money. And I'm like, pay LA Knight the fucking moon. You cannot afford to lose LA Knight. Also the Matt Riddle thing with him at an airport and everything like that. And, all this going up to what's going to happen on this show tonight. So we started off with Jey Uso. He comes out. It's funny. Jey Uso really doesn't speak on that mic. He starts, and then somebody comes out. Like Kevin Owens comes out, tells him, I don't trust you. It's going to take a lot of time, before I can trust you and this and that. And then the Judgment Day come out, and it sets up a match for the match for the first match of the night, the Judgment Day versus Kevin Owens and Jey Uso. But Jey Uso accidentally kicks Kevin during this match. This match was okay. Judgment Day for the win, but it shows and then Kevin at the end got mad. He's like, yeah, I knew it. Why did I put my guard down? There's no Sammy tonight. You were welcome with open arms and this and that, and they got into this match and they lost. Raquel is backstage with Natalya. She's looking for guidance for her big main event tonight with Rhea. Kevin Owens backstage. He's walking after hurting his knee. Then Jay's like, hey, man. And Kevin's like, no. I don't know why. I let my guard down. Go join the Judgment Day. Go dye your hair purple, whatever. He was very upset, and he left. And Jay was like, damn. And I felt so bad for Jay the whole night. People were just getting in his face and starting to cause shit. I understand he's in a place where he's made a lot of enemies because of the bloodline, but the whole night I'm like, poor Jay. Drew gets his face later on and all that too. So, we'll see where this is going. Imperium arrives, in style, in the black car with all the suits and stuff like that, looking mwah. Then we have The Miz versus Tozawa. Of course, The Miz wins. He's got a big match with L.A. Knight, who deserves, all the money in the world right now, because he is a bona fide star, and hopefully some form of negotiations happens, because I think WWE losing L.A. Knight is just bad news bears, man. Bad news bears. Byron's backstage with Raquel. She's like, yeah, I'm going to fight. I'm going to bring it to Rhea Ripley tonight. She can't handle what I'm going to bring. And basically hyping up this main event for the show. Shayna's backstage getting an interview, and Chelsea Green interrupts like, hey, I need a champ because Piper Niven's still not cleared. But that's not the case. Shayna's like, hey, I'm going to show you limb by limb why I am Shayna Baszler, and I'm going to kick your ass tonight. Piper shows up out of nowhere. She just takes the title from Chelsea and says, I'm cleared. And then she's like, oh, well, welcome back. Welcome back. Now we have the Intercontinental Championship celebration Gunther with Imperium, the Ring General. Celebrating that he has broken this record, this long... After many years, Gunther has broken the record of the longest IC champion, Intercontinental champion for those. Huge, but what happens here is something that I was like, yes! And we got Chad Gable, the mat master, the mathematician, saying like, hey, you know, I almost had you. You know this. And I want another shot at that championship. And you made my little girl cry. You made my family, you know, my family was there. Then Gunther was like, yeah, were you trying to get some sympathy from me? Huh? You trying to get some sympathy? Be like, your family and whatnot? Bitch, I'm Gunther. You know, and this ends up in... she goes, you're a bad father to Chad. And Chad got mad. He attacks the number game. Here comes Otis. And then all of a sudden, here comes Tommaso Ciampa. And then, it was just chaos. They got Imperium out of there. But I am excited. I will watch Chad and Gunther fight forever. And I'm like, come on. We got to make this happen. We got to make this happen, especially after this big six-man tag team match. We have Drew and Xavier backstage. They're from earlier tonight before the show. Apparently, you know, they had this little interaction, and Xavier says something to Drew. I was just like, damn, man. He's like, you're just jealous that Kofi and 80,000 plus got to see him win his first championship, and you got an empty arena. And I'm like, damn. But that sets up a match between these two, and it's a doozy. It's a doozy. And after this, Alpha Academy's backstage with Ciampa, and Otis is like, oh yeah, let's have a 6-man tag, you know, Carnage match or something like that. But he's like, yeah, 6-man tag. That sets later on, and Ciampa just walks away, and Chad is like, yeah. Maxine's like, yeah, I think that means yes. But right here, my favorite match of the night, Xavier Woods versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre for the win, but man, I love this match. I you know, this was one out of the 3 matches that I really enjoyed here. Rhea's backstage getting pumped, getting ready. We have Cody Rhodes coming out, and once again, he's, you know, I think we're just trying to string him along until we can get closer to Royal Rumble season and WrestleMania in Philadelphia next year. You know, he's stringing himself along, because before he was like, hey, let's talk, you know. And Dom comes out with JD McDonough, interrupts him, and the crowd is like, boo, you know. And I love when Dom's out there, because that crowd just gives it to him. But he's trying. And pick a fight with Cody. Cody gets him out of the ring, but, you know, it's like, what does this mean? Because now the Judgment Day are, like, trying to get Jay to be part of the Judgment Day. They're telling Jay Uso, like, come join us, man. The door's always open. We know you got enemies, you know. That's why I like what Kevin Owens said in the starting show. He's like, I understand what you're going through, because I did the same thing. I lied. I cheated. You know, I hurt a lot of friends. I did all these things to be on top. I understand, but, you know, it's going to take a long time before you can gain that trust, you know. So... And Jay's backstage, and Drew gets in his face, and we set up a match between these two next week. That's why I said I kept falling back, because Jay's walking around. He's like, and Drew gets his face. He's like, we have some unfinished business. And Jay's like, yo, man, step, yeet. Chelsea Green versus Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler for this win. This match, I didn't. As much as I love Chelsea, I want to, I don't know. I just get so frustrated, because I'm like, Chelsea deserves better. Deserves better. Shayna too. But, you know, Piper comes in. They start attacking. And guess who comes for the save? Zoe. Zoe Starks comes and saves Shayna Baszler. So I'm guessing we're getting a tag team vibe here. You know, I was just like, okay. All right. Well, you know, I think, yes, we should keep the women's tag team division going, but we really need to establish some great teams. And Shayna and Zoe look like they could be a bad Mama Jamma team. So we shall see. Much love to Chelsea. Shinsuke's package. Man, he is a Bond villain. He is a villain. talking about honor and this and that, and talking about Seth Rollins and how he disgraced his family. All these things of what Seth did in his past to be where he's at now. But Shinsuke will take that championship away. Seth Rollins comes out and he's like, hey, man, I did all those things, but I am the man I am today because of all of that. I found, being the Messiah, being this and that. Now I realize what the people wanted. They wanted Seth freaking Rollins and just to be himself. It took him all that time to get where he's at now, and we're singing his song. I'm not going to get that much into it, but it was a really great promo. And he tells Shinsuke, like, hey, man, I ain't come here to talk. I came here to fight. So he lays the challenge down again. We go backstage real quick. Shinsuke's beating down Ricochet, and they have a match next week now, but he's beating down. And he's like, yeah, no, I will challenge you when I want to challenge you, so the mind games keep going. Jay's backstage again, and Finn shows up and says, hey, I think this was my favorite interaction because he goes, hey, man, I'm a fan. Damien's a fan. Dom's a fan. And Jay's like, okay. He goes, Rhea's a fan. He goes, oh, really? I was like, ay, cochino. He was just like, oh, mommy's a fan, huh? What has mommy said about me? Yeet. But Finn basically tells him, hey, the door's always open. I don't want him to join Judgment Day. I don't like the story really that much. I don't know. I just don't like, I want Jay to be Jay. I want him to be main event Jay Uso. I don't want him joining another faction. I don't want a tease of another faction of him joining. This is his time to shine as a solo act. So we can have this for a little bit, but I don't want this just to drag the fuck on. No. Alpha Academy with Tommaso Ciampa versus Imperium. I don't know why I always have to do that. But fun match. Awesome. Chad Gable looking great. Otis got some great spots. Ciampa being Ciampa. And they got the win over Imperium. Gunther's pissed, because Chad tapped out his boy. Ciampa caught Gunther before he came in, holding him too, and the boy tapped out. He tapped out, man. He tapped out to Chad, and so we're setting up more of this rivalry, and I hope it comes down to a big showdown, and hopefully, fingers crossed that Chad dethrones Gunther. Now that we've got the record out of the way, I think it's okay now to have Chad Gable beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. That's just me. JD's backstage. They're talking about Jay. Rhea's like, hey, handle this Jay business. And they're like, yeah, we could use him here. And I'm like, where's JD McDonough? He's not here. But Rhea's like, I got to go handle business. They're like, okay. Adam Pearce is backstage with Tiffany Stratton. And Becky Lynch comes in, and they have to sign the contract for their big match tomorrow night on NXT for the Women's NXT Championship. I was like, oh, my God. So much going on this week. Is fabulous. And Tiffany's got some bark. Well, she's got that bite. And that's going to be tomorrow against Becky Lynch on NXT. And when this match was announced last week on NXT and Becky was on the screen, I was like, oh, my God, yes. Oh, then seeing the contract signing tonight, I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Let's get her done. World Women's Championship match, Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez. Really great match with a huge twist and surprise. Nia Jax is back. Holy shnikes. Attacks Raquel, then attacks the champ and makes a statement and lays her ass out, gets her, slaps her in the face, and now she has her eyes on Rhea Ripley. And even after all the controversy she dealt with, I think it was last year with tweets and whatnot. Hopefully we can just shrug that, and her being unsafe and being that hurts wrestlers and stuff like that. Hopefully this is the new improved Nia Jax to where that's not going to happen. We clean the slate, we move forward, and we see what Nia Jax can do. But I would like to see Rhea Ripley kick Nia Jax's ass personally, because I don't think Rhea Ripley's title reign should end anytime soon, especially to a Nia Jax. And it was a big surprise. I was like, oh shit, Nia's back. So overall, we're stringing Cody along. Still got him and Dom going on with JD. I think we're going to see a tag team match next week. Cody's partner of choice and everything like that. Like, something's going to happen. We got to start building the fast lane here soon, right? We got to start building the fast lane, and I think Gunther and Chad Gable being the main event for that show is what needs to happen. Just saying. We can't give this away on TV. It's too good. It's too good. And it needs to be the main event of Fastlane. Just saying. I know they're probably gonna have Shinsuke and Seth to be the main event, but I'm more invested in Chad and Gunther at this point. I am invested in Seth and Shinsuke, but Chad and Gunther is money that needs to be on the pay-per-view. Just saying. Overall, I give this show a solid 5 out of 5. I still don't know what we're doing with Jay. I don't understand this whole thing, but I'm intrigued enough to be like, I will be there next week for Monday Night Raw. So tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. What do you think of this Matt Riddle situation? What do you think of them not, like, LA Knight and WWE not hitting the mark of what the money should be? They should just give them the moon, man. The moon. All right? If you're willing to pay a Logan Paul and play all the Brock Lesnar's and everything like that, and you have a potential superstar that's going to hit that level, I think you should pay LA Knight what he's worth. Because that crowd's not lying. The crowd's not lying whatsoever. And this being the last Raw for Vince having control of, true control. And after that, it's gone. Oof. Yeah. But, all right, y'all. This is Monday Night Raw, September 11th, 2023, with Michael Cole and Wade Barrett on commentary. 5 out of 5 for my rating. Drop those comments below. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. And to all the loved ones and family and friends that had people lost on this very sad day 22 years ago, it's nothing but love and respect. Never forget. And that's it. That's all. I'm doing like the hand sign or whatever, like, of showing love, but I was like, no one can see me. except these random people that walk by my window all the time. They're like, what is this big hand doing? All right, y'all, like and subscribe, share with your grandma, share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and as always, the New World Podcast is for life, brother.
Has this reign been? And it continues.
You know, when you break a 35-year record here in WWE, there is a reason to smile.